Hey, good afternoon, second grade. It is, get you here. It is time for math on this very chilly, wet, kind of nasty outside day. So I enjoy that sunshine more than I do this rain. So, for math today, you are going to need your sprints, okay? Actually, you're just going to need sprint A. You can do sprint B later on by yourself. You'll need your application problem, okay? You will need your problem set, and then you will need your exit ticket, okay? So that's what you're going to need today. All right. Well, let's get started with those sprints, with the sprint today. So sprint A, all you're doing is you're subtracting, okay? Simple subtraction here. So you should be able to do a really good job with that simple subtraction. Get your pencil up, and when my timer beeps, you need to stop. Let's go. Ready? Begin. Okay, there you go. Pencils are down. Here we go. Let's check the sprint. Here we go. Number 1, 2. Number 2, 12. Number 3, 4. Number 4, 14. Number 5, 6. Number 6, 16. Number 7, 2. Number 8, 12. Number 9, 4. Number 10, 14. Number 11, 6. Number 12, 16. Number 13, 1. Number 14, 11. Number 15, 3. Number 16, 13. Number 17, 5. Number 18, 15. Number 19, 2. Number 20, 12. Number 21, 4. And number 22, 14. Number 23, 3. Number 24, 13. Number 25, 2. Number 26, 12. 27 is 4. 28 is 14. 29 is 1. 30 is 11. 31 is 3. 32 is 13. Or, I'm sorry, 32 is 13. 33 is 1. 34 is 11. 35 is 1. 36 is 11. 37 is 4. 38 is 14. 39 is 1. 40 is 11. 41 is 3. 42 is 13. 43 is 2. And 44 is 12. Way to go. Like I said, you can do part B, sprint B on your own. You can do sprint B on your own. Okay, let's start with our application problem. Okay, our application problem is Mr. Palmer's second grade class is collecting cans for recycling. Adrian collected 362 cans. Jade collected 392 cans. And Isaiah collected 562 cans. How many more cans did Isaiah collect than Adrian? Okay, let's listen to that again. Mr. Palmer's second grade class is collecting cans for recycling. Adrian collected 362 cans. Jade collected 392 cans. And Isaiah collected 562 cans. How many more cans did Isaiah collect than Adrian? Hey, and the extension says how many fewer cans. So we're not going to work with the extension. We're just going to do the regular problem. So we have some information. We have 3 boys who collected cans. Okay? We have Adrian who collected 362 cans. And that was Adrian. Okay? We had Jade who collected 392 cans, and that's Jade. And then we had Isaiah who collected 562 cans, and this was Isaiah. All right, but the question is, how many more, many more, did Isaiah, okay, here's my Isaiah collect than Adrian? How many more did Isaiah collect than Adrian? Well, I know they're talking about Isaiah, so I'm going to put a little star next to that. And they're talking about Adrian. I'm going to put a star next to that. They're not saying anything about Jade, not in the one that we're doing. Jade's used in the extension, so I'm just going to cross Jade out. Because they didn't ask me, well, how many more did Isaiah have than Jade? Or how many more did Adrian have than Jade? They're asking me, how many more cans did Isaiah have than Adrian? And we know if they're asking for how many more, they're asking us to subtract. How many more, they're asking us to subtract. Okay? Well, we've not really done this big numbers yet in subtraction. So I'm not going to do a tape diagram because that's too big. Too big to do a tape diagram, okay? But I'm going to subtract this using expanded form. Yeah, we've been talking about expanded form. So we're going to do this with expanded form. First of all, though, I have to come up with my subtraction problem. When I subtract, I always have to have the biggest number first. Well, if I look at 5 and 3, my 5's bigger, so this number goes first. 562 minus 362. That's my problem. Those are the 2 numbers I'm working with. My question did not say anything about Jade, so I crossed Jade off. I'm only working with these 2. Okay? There's my subtraction problem. It's way too big for me because we've not learned that yet. But I'm going to do this in expanded form. Okay? So, expanded form is blank plus blank plus blank. And then I'm going to put one right behind under it. Blank plus blank plus blank. So, I'm going to do this number here, right here on my expanded form line. 500. I have 500 plus 60 plus 2. And then I'm going to use this one here, right here on this expanded line. 300 plus 60 plus 2. All right. So I've got my expanded forms there. I'm going to draw me an equal sign, right like that, okay? And I'm going to make another blank plus blank plus blank, okay? And I'm going to do some subtracting here. I'm going to do some subtracting. I'm going to start here in the ones. I'm going to start with my ones. But what is 2 minus 2? 2 minus 2. If I have 2 and I take 2 away, 1, 2, I don't have any left. So if I take that, if I subtract them, I get 0 ones. Well, I'm going to look at 60 minus 60. Well, if I subtract 60 minus 60, I'm going to have 0 again. I'm going to have 60 and I'm going to take them all out of there. So I'm going to have 0 again. All right. Now I'm going to look at my hundreds. Okay? I'm going to look at my hundreds. I'm going to pretend I have 500. This is my 500. And I'm going to take 3 of them away. 1, 2, 3. I have 200 left. Let's do that again. Let's pretend this is my 500. And I'm going to take 300 away. 100, 200, 300. I have 200 left. I have 200 left. So if I put my number together, 200 plus 0 plus 0 would give me 200. Would give me 200. So my answer is Isaiah, okay? My answer is that Isaiah has 200 more cans. Isaiah has 200 more cans. And that is what you would write on the back side of your paper. Isaiah has 200 more cans. Okay? So this one had some little confusion in there. They give me an extra name with numbers. I had to really think about what my question was. So I wrote down Isaiah and I wrote down Adrian because those are the people that they were talking about. I put stars next to their numbers. Since they did not say anything about Jade, I crossed it off. I know if they want to know how many more, I'm going to subtract. Well, I don't know how to subtract big numbers. So I put it in the problem like I did. I had to look back here. This is my greater than or less than. 5 is greater than 3. So I know that this is my bigger number. And it went first. And I subtracted the other number. I broke it into expanded form. And then I subtracted. 2 minus 2 is 0. 60 minus 60 is 0. 500 minus 300 is 200. I put it back together to get my 200. Isaiah has 200 more cans. Okay? There you go. That is our application problem for today. Okay? If you need to stop and take up and pause so you can finish writing that before you move on and listen, please do so. Don't just not do it. Okay? You may pause and write this. It's on the video if you just pause the video. Okay, here we go. Let's get ready for what we're going to do today. Okay? We are going to talk about 100 more, 100 less, 10 more, 10 less, 1 more, or 1 less. And I'm going to start with 1 more, 1 less. Let's say I have the number 25. Okay? The number 25. I want to know one less. If I have 25 and I want to know one less than 25, I'm going to count backwards from 25. I'm going to say 25, 24. That gives me one less. Okay? That gives me one less. Now, I want one more. One more. Well, I have 25. And if I want one more, I'm going to add one. I'm going to count up. 25, 26. This shows me one less, one more than my 25. One less, one more than my 25. Let's try another one. Let's try this. Let's try 306. Okay? I want one less. One less. So if I got 306 and if I take one away, I have 305. 305 would be one less. I'm taking out of the ones. I'm taking out of the ones. Only the ones. I'm taking out of the ones. Hey, if I want one more, I'm going to add one more to the ones. So it would be 307. Okay? One more, one less. Okay? Another way you can do this is, let me show you this. If I have one more, or I'm sorry, one less on this, let me erase that. If I have one less here, and I have one more here, and if I have the number in the middle, let's say 314, I can label this hundreds, tens, ones, left to right, hundreds, tens, ones. I'm only trying to find one. One more, one less. I'm only going to work with my ones. One more, one less. I'm only going to change my ones. One more, one less. I'm only going to change my ones. One less than 4 would be a 3. So I would have 313. That's one less. I didn't change hundreds. It didn't say hundreds, and it didn't say tens. It told me to change my ones. So I changed my 1 to a 3. One less. Well, let's look at this one. I want one more. I'm still only talking about my ones. It's not saying 100 more. It's not saying 10 more. It's saying one more. So I'm only going to change my ones. 315. I'm only changing what it's telling me to change. This is the same because it didn't tell me to change hundreds, tens. It only told me to change the ones. Okay? Okay. Well, let's try another one. Let me show you another one. Let me show you the next one. Let's say it says 10 less. Let's say it says 10 more. Okay? Well, let's start out with this number, 52. Let's label tens, ones. It's asking for tens. It's asking me to change the tens. Here's my tens. It's telling me 10. 10 less. Not 1 this time, but 10. I'm not going to change my ones because it doesn't say 1. It says tens. Oh, I'm going to change my 5. I'm going to change my 5. So it would become 42. Well, if I'm talking about 10 more, I'm still not changing my ones because it's telling me to talk about the tens. Here's my tens. So I have to change my tens to 10 more, which would make it be 62. My 2 didn't change here. My 2 did not change. My 1's there. I didn't change my number in my 1's, which is the number 2. I only changed the 10s. Let's try another one. Let's say I have 481. I'm going to label hundreds, tens, ones. I label from left to right. Okay? It's still asking me to change my tens. Well, the 8 is in my tens, so this is the only number I'm going to change. I'm only going to change the 10 because that's what it's telling me, the 10. And it wants less, so I'm going to go down 1. So I'm going to make this number be 471. That's the only thing I changed was my tens. I made it go down 1 number. Okay, over here they're wanting 10 more. Again, I'm only changing my 10. I'm only changing the 8. And I want to make it 1 higher. I want to go 10 up. So it's 491. You can see I didn't change this number or this number. They're the same, 4 and 1, 4 and 1. They didn't change, okay? Okay, well let me try. Let me show you with the hundreds. Let me show you with the hundreds. What if it says 100 less, 100 more? Okay? 639 is my number. I'm going to label it hundreds, tens, ones. I'm only going to change the hundreds. That's what it's telling me, 100. I'm only changing the hundreds. I'm not changing the tens because it's not telling me to. I'm not changing the ones because it's not telling me to. It's only telling me to change the tens. So the hundreds. 100 less, that would be changing that to a 5. 539. On the other side, they're asking for 100 more. I'm only going to change my hundreds, not the tens or the ones. So I'm going to go more, so it would be 739. Okay? 739. You can see these numbers didn't change. They stayed the same because it didn't ask me to change them. Let's try another one. 219. Okay, I'm going to label hundreds, tens, ones. Okay? They're asking me to change the hundreds. 100 less. 2's in the hundreds, so that's the one I'm going to change. It's going to become 119. On this side, 100 more is going to make it be 319. You can see I didn't change my tens and ones. I did not change them. I only changed the hundreds. I only changed the hundreds. Okay? So that's what my lesson is basically about. Okay? That's what it's about. So, on your problem set today, and we're going to do some more of this on Monday, so this is kind of like a practice for you. On your problem set today, you will see a chart. You have a chart on your problem set, and your chart looks like this. You have a chart here, and a line, and a line, and a line, and a line, and my chart goes across like this, and it says 242, 153, 312, 465. Okay? Over here, then it's got some lines going across, like this. Okay? Hey, it says 100 more, and I don't like how they put this chart together. 100 less, okay? And then, I don't know why that keeps changing. And then it says 10 more, 10 less. And then it says 1 more and 1 less, okay? Okay, like that. So what they're wanting you to do is they're wanting you to look at this number here, 242. Well, I'm going to label it hundreds, tens, ones. First thing I'm doing. This one is asking me for 100 more. Well, here's my 100, and they want more. So that's going to go to 342. Then if I just go down, they want 100 less. Here's my number, 242. 100 less would be 142. Now they only want me to work in the tens. Well, the 4 is in the tens, so that's the only number I'm changing. They want 10 more, so it's going to be 252. Now they want 10 less. I'm still working with this 4. 232. Now, they want 1 more. Well, here's my ones. 1 more. That's the only number I'm changing. 243. And then they want 1 less. I'm still just working in my ones. 241. Okay? 241. So, that is how we do this paper. You do not have to do the bottom of this. You can cross out the bottom. Don't worry about doing the bottom. Okay? Don't worry about doing the bottom of that. And actually, you can try to do all of 3, but you don't have to do number 4. You can cross out number 4. Okay? Number 3 is asking you to count by ones. Just write your numbers. They're asking you to skip count by tens, so you write your numbers. Okay? Skip count by 100s. So you can do that one. So just finish the chart, do the best you can, and then do all of these in number 3. You don't have to do 2 and you don't have to do 4. Okay? And then on that exit ticket, would be, let me get my exit ticket. On the exit ticket, you know what? You can try the exit ticket and see if you can get it. It's not in a chart, it's just giving you in reading form. If you can figure it out, that's great. If not, don't worry about it, because we're going to practice some more of this on Monday. Okay? So, that, or tomorrow, maybe even tomorrow. Maybe it's tomorrow's math lesson too. We're going to work some more with it. That is today's math lesson. Good luck. Okay? I will be back with science in just a little bit. Or social studies, I'm sorry.